Last week, ABC correspondent Eliza Gonzalez Manglikmot reported on travelers required to wear masks on all forms of public transport. Recently, the CDC released new travel requirements. In Washington, D.C., here's Eliza again with more details. Eliza?
Thank you, Anna. Good Sunday evening to you and a good Monday morning to our viewers on the other side of the globe. That's correct. While the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, still advises people to avoid travel, it recently released new travel requirements if one cannot avoid doing so during the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the CDC website, all air passengers coming to the United States, including U.S. citizens, are required to have a negative COVID-19 test result or documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before they board a flight to the United States. And like what we reported last week, masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation. This requirement applies to travel into, within, or out of the U.S. Masks are also required to be worn in transportation hubs, such as airports and stations. The current CDC travel alert is cases are extremely high, avoid travel. However, here are some things the CDC says to consider if you are thinking of traveling. Are you someone in your household or someone you will be visiting at increased risk for getting very sick from COVID-19? Are hospitals in your community or your destination overwhelmed with patients who have the disease? Does your home or destination have requirements or restrictions for travelers? And during the 14 days before your travel, have you or those you are visiting had close contact with people? Questions to answer, but if the answer to any of these is yes, the CDC advises to delay your travel. But if you must travel, the CDC suggests the following. If you are eligible, get fully vaccinated for COVID-19 and then wait 2 weeks after getting your last dose before traveling. Get tested with the viral test 1 to 3 days before your travel and take a copy of your test results with you. Wear a mask in public settings, avoid crowds, and remember to social distance. Wash your hands often, avoid contact with anyone who is sick, bring extra and mouth. Some very basic reminders. One more very important reminder, though, is do not travel if you test positive for COVID-19. Now, Anna, for some weather update, it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius in the nation's capital. In Washington, Eliza Gonzalez Manglikmot, Eagle News, will live in interesting times. Back to you, Anna. Well, Anna, I have not, but don't get me wrong. I would love to travel. In fact, I have family in California and in the Philippines that I would love to visit in person, but I think the risks really outweigh the benefits. I mean, it would be great to see friends and family, but it would be terrible seeing them get sick because the virus spread due to traveling from one part of the country to another. That's why I'm thankful for video conferencing technology. You know, and I have friends and family that I regularly speak with, and I mean, it's a weekly schedule. For example, I have a group of friends from various parts of the Philippines and some here living in the West Coast, and I'm here on the East Coast, and we log on to a video chat and we talk for hours, as in hours, and I think that's a good thing, considering. Anna?
That's really nice, Eliza. So that kind of makes up for not being able to, you know, visit them and seeing them face to face. And that kind of ties into to our roundtable discussion a little later in the show with send a card to a friend day. So you can tell us a little bit more about that. But thank you, Eliza, for your report. And hopefully this, you know, with the whole traveling situation, you know, we're hoping that people are not, you know, jumping into it too soon because of the vaccine, right? The vaccine effort. I think we just need to give that a little bit more time. So
We do.
yes, you're choosing the right to be safer. Thank you, Eliza. We'll see you in a little bit in the show.
See you, Anna.